everyone, welcome back to the Better Your Life channel, where we discuss all things related to anxiety and our mental well-being. Now, my name is Jennifer Roblin and I am an anxiety therapist and specialist based in the UK. Today we're going to explore a question that often comes up in my sessions, and that is anxiety an emotion? Now, anxiety is something we all experience at different points in our lives. But what exactly is it? Is it just an emotion, or is there more to it? So first, let's understand, what do we mean by an emotion? Emotions are complex psychological states that involve three distinct components: a subjective experience, a physiological experience or response, and a behavioural response. Now, common examples include things like happiness, sadness, anger, and fear. Now, according to the American research professor Brené Brown, the average person can only identify three emotions, and that's happy, sad, and pissed off. Now, there are multiple of different feelings that we feel, and these do not always align with what we are able to express, either to ourselves or to the outside world. So when we're in an anxious state, it's very easy to label all of our feelings and emotions as anxiety. However, there is usually something else that we're feeling alongside this. So having access to the right words to be able to describe how we feel and to be able to differentiate between a variety of emotions changes how we relate to ourselves and others, and it even helps us nurture more meaningful connections with others. So learning how to label our feelings and emotions with a more nuanced vocabulary can be absolutely transformative, and it enables us to better understand how we think, how we feel, and how we behave, which in turn provides us with the pathway to be able to change. Now, this is where a tool such as the feelings wheel can offer us additional clarity, as it gives us a wider vocabulary to understand what is really going on for us. And when we are able to recognise and voice our feelings and emotions more precisely, we can then express ourselves more clearly and with more confidence. This leads to deeper connections and understanding. So by identifying and labelling our emotions, we can gain mastery over our emotional responses, the way we respond to something, thereby creating greater resilience and better well-being. So if you can only recognise 5 or so emotions each day, you may well benefit from downloading our Feelings Wheel workbook. It helps you identify the different types of emotions that you may be feeling. And there's a link in the description as usual. So before we discuss where does anxiety actually fit into this, please do go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification button so you're kept up to date with all our latest videos and links to our free resources in the description. And if you know of anyone struggling with anxiety, please do go ahead and share this video, as that helps me reach more and more people and get the message out there that nobody needs to struggle with anxiety. Thank you. So, to jump back in, anxiety in its very simplest form does share many characteristics with emotions. When we feel anxious, we experience a range of physical sensations like a racing heart, sweating, that knot in our stomach, maybe jelly legs. We also have subjective feelings, often of worry or fear or judgment, overwhelm, and then these can all influence our behaviour, making us avoid certain situations or seek constant reassurance. Now, anxiety isn't just a simple emotion in its simplest form. It's more accurately described as a state or condition that can be triggered by various emotions, especially fear. Anxiety can be a response to stress, uncertainty, or perceived danger, and it can also be a chronic condition manifesting as generalised anxiety disorder panic attacks, social anxiety disorder, OCD, among others. Now, while anxiety is completely natural and it's our body's safety mechanism for keeping us safe, an anxiety disorder is more complex. Both are triggered by an unconscious response to a perceived threat. Now, for some, the anxious feeling goes away when the feeling of the perceived threat is over, and they can begin to be calmer again. However, for others, they're left with an overwhelming feeling of anxiety, and it may take them a lot longer to feel calm and to get themselves back in a state where they're relaxed again. For instance, imagine you're about to give a big presentation. The fear of public speaking might trigger your anxiety. You might feel nervous, your palms could get sweaty, your heart might race. These are emotional responses, but anxiety also involves your thoughts. Worry about how you'll perform. Maybe you're worrying about being judged by others. And then you've got physical sensations like the tension that you feel in your body too. Now, this combination of thoughts, feelings, and physical responses shows that anxiety is a complex response to a perceived threat. So let's break it down a little bit further. Anxiety can also be situational or chronic. Now, situational anxiety is temporary and usually related to a specific event or a scenario. For example, you might find yourself anxious before a job interview or waiting for some important test results. This type of anxiety typically subsides once the situation is over. Now, on the other hand, chronic anxiety persists over time and it can significantly impact daily life. Conditions like generalised anxiety disorder involve excessive worry about various aspects of life, even when there is little or no logical reason to worry. Now, people with generalised anxiety disorder often find it challenging to control their anxiety, and it can interfere with their work, their social interactions, their family life, and their overall well-being. Now, chronic anxiety can manifest in various different ways. Some of the common symptoms include things like persistent worry or fear, restlessness or feeling on edge, feeling very tense. You may feel worn out, exhausted, tired. You have difficulty concentrating. You might feel irritable and have mood swings, have muscle tensions and find that you can't sleep at night, or you wake up in the night and then can't get back to sleep. Now, it's important to recognise these symptoms and understand that they are not just fleeting emotions, but signs of an underlying condition that might require a little bit more attention and care. Now, from a biological perspective, anxiety involves the activation of the body's stress response system. You may have come across it before. It's the fight or flight response. Now, this response is designed to protect us from danger by preparing our bodies to either confront or escape, run away from the threat. However, in the case of anxiety disorders, this response can become overactive, hyperstimulated, even in non-threatening situations. Psychologically, anxiety often involves patterns of negative thinking. We call these cognitive distortions. Now, people with anxiety might engage in things like catastrophizing, where they always imagine the worst possible outcome to a situation, or they overgeneralize, where they perceive a single negative event as a never-ending pattern of defeat. Perhaps they're doing all or nothing thinking. There's no grey area in between. Everything's either black or white. There's no middle ground. Now, again, there's a link in the description to a free workbook that discusses all the cognitive distortions, so you can read up on that in more detail. But before we unpack how to master your emotions and overcome them, if you're finding this video helpful, then please do remember to like and subscribe to my channel and hit that notification button so you're notified every time we release a new video regarding anxiety. So back to how do you master your emotions? The first step to mastering your emotions is to recognise them. Understand anxiety is a natural response and not something to be ashamed of. Pay attention to your feelings throughout the day. Note when you feel happy or sad or anxious or angry, and understand what was triggering these emotions, as this can help you anticipate them and manage them better going forward. A good idea is always to set an alarm on your phone so that you can check in at specific points of the day, because often when we look back at the end of the day, we can think we were anxious for the majority of it. But, we may well have had real good moments of happiness or pleasure in amongst that. So the alarm helps with that. Now, accept your emotions. Once you've acknowledged them, look at them without judgment. Emotions are natural and valid responses to life's experiences. Suppressing them or ignoring them leads to an increased rate of anxiety and stress. So identify what triggers your emotional responses. Triggers can be specific people, places, or situations. Understanding what your triggers are allows you to prepare and manage your reactions more effectively. Now, I've talked about mindfulness a lot in previous videos. Mindfulness involves staying present and fully engaged with the present moment. It helps you become more aware of your thoughts and feelings, reducing the impact of negative emotions. Practicing mindfulness can be as simple as focusing on your breath or paying attention to your surroundings. You can also try out breathing techniques such as the 4-7-8 breathing technique that I've got a video on, where we just breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and exhale for 8 seconds. It's always good to have the out breath slightly longer than the in breath. So I'll link the video to that too. Try and develop our emotional intelligence. Now, emotional intelligence is sometimes known as EI. It is the ability to understand, use, and manage our emotions positively. It involves things like self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. Improving our emotional intelligence can enhance our relationships and reduce stress. Now, the way you talk to yourself can also significantly impact on your emotional state. Positive self-talk involves replacing negative thoughts with positive thoughts, sometimes known as affirmations. This practice can boost your mood and reduce anxiety. So when you notice a negative thought creeping in, try to challenge it. Ask yourself, are your thoughts based on fact, or may you be exaggerating the situation? You may want to download the Negative Thoughts Diary or even the Emotions Diary so that you can keep a track of your thoughts and your emotions. Now, resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity. Building resilience involves developing coping strategies such as problem-solving skills, seeking support from others, and maintaining a more positive outlook on life. Resilience helps us to manage stress and recover from setbacks more effectively. But we need to be able to try things to build up our resiliency. We can't do that by avoiding things. Relaxation techniques such as deep belly breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, and visualizations can all help reduce stress and anxiety. These techniques promote a sense of calm and relaxation, making it easier to manage our emotions and how we respond to them. Now, there's no denying the evidence, the research. Physical activity is a powerful tool for managing emotions. Exercise releases endorphins, which are our natural mood lifters. Regular physical activity can reduce anxiety, depression, and stress, helping us feel more emotionally balanced. Even a short walk can make a big difference, especially if we're out in nature. Notice the colours and the shapes, the sounds and the smells are all around you, as this helps us to stay grounded and in the present moment. A healthy lifestyle can have a significant impact on our emotional well-being. Ensuring we get enough sleep and eat a balanced diet all help. Limit the amount of caffeine and alcohol you consume as well, because both can exacerbate anxiety symptoms. So it's wise to consume them in moderation. Having a regular daily routine can also provide a sense of stability and predictability, which all helps us manage our anxiety. A healthy body is known to support a healthy mind. Now, cultivating healthy relationships always does us good. Strong, supportive relationships enhances our emotional health. Surround yourself with people who understand and support you, who uplift you. There is plenty of scientific evidence that positive social interactions can reduce stress and improve your overall mood. Another one to do is setting boundaries. It's essential for protecting our own emotional well-being. Learning to say no to things that cause us undue stress or anxiety can initially help. Boundaries help us manage our time and energy more effectively, reducing emotional overwhelm. And that then enables us to then try and do more things over a period of time. It's all about taking baby steps. Practicing gratitude. This involves focusing on the positive aspects of your life. Keeping a gratitude journal or simply taking time each day to reflect on what you're thankful for can improve your mood and reduce stress. If you're not used to journaling or don't know when to start, then pop on over to the description, as we have a workbook on journaling questions to ask yourself that will help with anxiety. What can you do that's creative? Activities such as painting, writing, or playing music can all be really, really good for you. Very, very therapeutic. They provide an outlet for expressing emotions, and they can help us to relax and unwind. So, mastering your emotions does take practice and patience, but it is achievable. By recognising, accepting, and managing your emotions, you can reduce stress and anxiety, leading to a healthier, more fulfilling life. Now, in my practice, I've seen many individuals transform their lives completely by learning to manage their anxiety. One client, let's call her Sarah, she struggled with social anxiety for years. She avoided social gatherings and felt really isolated, and this spiralled her anxiety further out of control. Through therapy, mindfulness practices, and gradual exposure to social situations, she gained the confidence in herself and now enjoys a more fulfilling social life and life in general. Now remember, everybody's journey with anxiety is unique, and what works for one person might not work for another. It's important to be patient with yourself and explore different strategies to find what helps you best. Please do have a look at all the free resources as well. There's plenty of them listed in the description. And while these workbooks cannot eliminate anxiety completely or get to the root cause, they do go a real long way in aiding you on your journey. And of course, if you do need to speak to someone about getting to the root cause, then there's a link in the comments below and in the description where you can get in touch and we can have a quick chat and see how we can best help you. So please do share your top tips down below and let us know in the comments what you found helpful, what you do to help manage your own emotions and your anxiety. And remember, you are not alone, and there's always a better way in your life to move forward, one step at a time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.